Daz patrons, this is Not From This World, and I want to welcome you back to my tutorials on Daz Studio. Alright, well today I just want to add something to a previous tutorial that I probably should have put in that tutorial to begin with, but I didn't even think about it. And that was where we were swapping the character. We were taking one character that was already in a scene and we were swapping it out for a different character. Now, when we were doing that, we were going under parameters and we were using the transforms tab. And what we were doing was we were just copying the morphs of that character. So everything else stayed exactly the same, including textures. In that previous video, I was taking Ekaterina, who was very pale, and I was putting Milika into that scene, swapping Milika for Ekaterina, but I was keeping all of Ekaterina's assets, all of her textures, all of her things like eyelashes, that kind of stuff. Now, if we want to completely switch the entire character, that's actually a lot easier. And I thought I'd show you that today really quick, just for the sake of completeness here. So right now I have this character called Kara, and I loaded Kara up and put some hair and clothing on her. And just to keep this very simple, I didn't even add a background or anything, but what we're going to do is we're going to take Kara and we're going to just change her into our Milika girl. Now, when we do this, we're going to change everything. Her textures, eyelashes, everything that we have is going to be completely swapped out. Our new Milika character will have the same hair, the same clothing, that kind of thing. She would have the same poses, all of that would be the same, but we are completely changing the character from one to the other. Now, this is super easy actually, and you've probably run into it where you've accidentally had a character selected and you went to make a new character and it came up with this. Well, we're just going to actually go through with it and change the character. So I have my Kara character selected, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to Milika and I'm going to select my Milika girl. And when I select my Milika girl, because Kara is selected, it's going to come up with this prompt that's basically a warning that just says, loading a character file when you have nothing selected in the scene will always load a new character. And then apply any settings to that file. It says when you have a figure selected in the scene and you load a character, you have the following options. So we can load a new character. So if you ever get this, you can just click this button and it'll load Milika by herself along with Kara. But if we leave it at the default where it says apply this character to the currently selected figure, we're going to change the Kara figure into Milika. So I'm going to do that by just hitting accept. And this is going to take a couple minutes to do, but we're going to completely change Kara into Milika. Okay, so I don't normally do this, but that took well over 3 minutes, but we transformed Kara into Milika. And now we have our Milika character like we always do. Now, one of the things that you might notice is the Kara figure is still named Kara. So our original figure still retains its name. And if we want, we could always just click on that and rename her Milika so we don't get confused as to what character we're working with. So I would go ahead and just rename her Milika. All right, well, that about takes care of this. I just wanted to add this to my previous tutorial and show you how you can completely change your character if you want to. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me a few comments. I still have a lot of viewers that haven't subscribed. I'm approaching 1,900 subscribers, which I know is very small, but it's a big milestone for me. I'd love to get to 2,000 before the end of January, so please subscribe if you haven't. And until Friday, happy rendering.